So you're thinking about moving into Sacramento. Now, whether that's to retire, get a job relocation, find some more affordable housing, or even just looking for a different pace of life. Well, there's a lot to unpack here, and selling real estate now for 8 years and doing videos just like this every week, I get to talk to a lot of people about the Sacramento real estate market and just living in Sacramento. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna compile a lot of those frequently asked questions, some of the things that you might wanna know about the housing here in Sacramento, and I'll put it all together in one video. And what you can do is kind of look at this almost as your ultimate guide to living here in Sacramento. So one of the most common questions I get is, where should I live in Sacramento? And it really comes down to the type of lifestyle that you want to have here in Sacramento. If you're looking more for that walkability or being able to bike just a short distance to get to your favorite coffee shop or restaurant, some places might be like Midtown, downtown, or even East Sacramento, where it kind of still has like this older charm to it and a kind of a vibe for young professionals and professionals alike. So they're close enough to downtown, but they can still get a really nice single family home with some character. On the opposite end of that, if you want more of a quiet, separated area, then you might want to look into places outside the city limits, kind of like Auburn, California, or Granite Bay, where you could be somewhat close to Folsom Lake for your summer activities. You might even want to be in a gated and secluded neighborhood like in El Dorado Hills in Serrano, where you can have a golf course access, you have the clubhouse, you kind of have this community aspect to the area that you're living in. You may actually want to relocate your family into a brand new development where they have a ton of brand new construction homes, where there's a lot of exciting unknowns coming to the area and brand new schools coming in, where you can have highly rated school districts, and that might be important to you. So you may want to consider areas like Roseville, Elk Grove, or even Folsom. Or you'd want something more older and established, but near the American River Parkway. So you might want to go with something like Fair Oaks or Carmichael. Or you may even want to be a part of a retirement community such as Esplanade in Lincoln, where everything is new and it's resort style living, but you still have a lot of people around you that are in the same general demographic, and you can kind of have that community feel to the area that you're living in. Whatever the lifestyle is that you want to attain, I think that Sacramento has a pretty broad market to really fit the lifestyle that you're looking for here in the area. Another really common question I get is, where are the most affordable homes here in Sacramento? Now let's break that down a little bit. So as we're doing this video, the average sold price for the Sacramento region, and when I say region, that's Sacramento County, Placer County, Yolo County, and El Dorado County, all kind of put together. The average sold price for the region is $619,000. Now the median sold price is at about $550,000. So to find out where the most affordable places to live are, I'm gonna kind of break it down by county. So for Sacramento County, there is 322 homes under $550,000 that are currently for sale on the market. And to put it into perspective, the average sold price in Sacramento County is $566,000. For Placer County, there are 62 homes that are under $550,000 currently. For El Dorado County, there are currently 81 homes for sale that are under $550,000. The average sold price in El Dorado County is $682,000. And for Yolo County, there are only 26 homes for sale that are under $550,000. Their average sale price came in at $642,000. So to put it into perspective, for the overall Sacramento region, there's 1,770 homes for sale on the market right now. 491 of those homes that are for sale are under $550,000. So I hope that showed you a little bit more of the affordability per county here in the Sacramento region. And if you're looking for something more on the affordable side, there's still definitely condos, townhomes, and housing like that throughout the Sacramento region that are going to be right around $300K more or less. Now you might be looking for something a little bit more on the high end, a little bit more of an affluent neighborhood. Well, we have a lot of those as well. And people always ask me, what are the top kind of luxury neighborhoods to live in? Well, there's a lot to go through here, but some of the hot areas that we get asked about are going to be places like El Dorado Hills, Granite Bay, Folsom, Rockland, Loomis. These areas are really going to offer you these semi-custom, sometimes even custom homes with beautiful nature landscaping all around, or sometimes even some amazing views. Another common question I get is, Are there homes without HOAs? And I'll say definitely. We actually have a lot of housing without HOAs in the area. But if you are going to be going kind of into the condos or townhomes, things of that nature, there's typically an HOA tied into neighborhoods like that. And if you're going into some of the areas where it might be a gated neighborhood, or there might be some amenities like pools, jacuzzis, or tennis courts, or things of that nature, or even some private security, then of course there's going to be an HOA with something like that. And typically the rule of thumb is the more amenities that a community has, the higher the HOA is going to be. All right, so should I go with a new construction home or resale? Now, this is a question that I get asked about frequently because we've had so much new development going on the outskirts of the Sacramento region, and new builds have been a trending topic, selling just about almost 30% of all sales in the Sacramento market. And during the COVID era, we definitely had quite a bit of a tough time with new construction because we had so many delays and shortages and just not enough trades in the market to keep up with the demand. It was a little bit weird for the new builds market at that time. But now, as things kind of slow down a little bit, there's definitely a lot more inventory when it comes to new construction homes. You don't have to really wait in line like you used to. And when the market was white hot in 2020, 2021, it was almost difficult to even get a contract with the new build. But now, as things have changed, you can get into more of a quicker move-in option where you only have to wait maybe a few months or even a month to move into a new build. So it's kind of opening up for a lot of different buyers now that maybe the timeline is a little bit shorter and they can't wait for the 6 months or more for the new house to be built. So that's been great to see that develop in the real estate space. But still, when it comes to new construction or resale, I want to break that down a little bit. The beauty about resale homes is you're kind of getting into a established neighborhood for the most part. You already know who your neighbors are going to be. You kind of know how the streets and the housing is going to look. You understand what is going to be around you. But when it comes to new construction, there's still a lot of open ends, if you will. There might be just open fields next to you and you don't really know what's going to get developed there. Sure, they might say there's going to be a new school or more housing coming in, but you don't really know exactly when that's going to be. There's just projected times and things can always change. So that's kind of a difference there. And also it's the timeline. If you can't really wait for a new house to get finished building, or you can't wait for that couple month process, resale homes might be more beneficial because it's really just a 30-day process. So, you kind of can get the keys right there. In a 1 month process, you have your home. Whereas new construction, it could be a little bit open-ended and it's all about inventory that they currently have. So that's kind of one differentiation there when it comes to new construction. Now, some of the positives of new construction homes is that everything is new. Really, it's limited to no maintenance whatsoever. You're going to get your keys. You have a new roof, new AC, new everything essentially. And with some of the warranties that come with that, you don't really have to worry about the maintenance of the house. Whereas on the opposite end, on the resale homes, there might need to be some things that need to get taken care of, and there might need to be some future maintenance to the property. So whichever way you'd like to go with the new home, we'd love to help you. If there's any way that we can help you with buying or selling a home in the Sacramento region, my team and I would love to help you out. You can always click that link down below and we'd be happy to get started. So what are the jobs here in Sacramento? Well, I would say there's a lot to choose from, but one of the ones that I've seen really popular, especially with people looking to relocate into Sacramento, has been in the medical field, and specifically with physicians, nurses, specialties in the medical field have been really popular wanting to relocate into the area. And what I've been hearing from them is that a lot of the jobs here actually pay more from a lot of these areas that they might be moving from, specifically like Southern California or sometimes even the Bay Area. Some other jobs that are really popular in the area might be in the tech field, such as Intel or Micron Technologies, more towards Folsom, California. And on top of that, I would just say generally a lot of people that are relocating are usually working remote jobs so they can work from home, get a bigger house, and really have a comfortable space to work from. Now, Sacramento is pretty broad, and depending on your interests, you might be looking for all sorts of different things. But some really popular things, especially now that we're going into the spring, summer season, is going to be like the lakes and rivers. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but we have a really active scene on the rivers here in Sacramento. For instance, In downtown, you can rent a boat, or if you have a boat, you can kind of cruise throughout Sacramento, pull into the old part of the Sacramento waterfront, and have a nice dinner, which is really cool. We also have Folsom Lake, which was one of the more bigger notable lakes here in the area. That's just tucked next to Granite Bay and Folsom. And a lot of people like to do the water sports there during the summer. So if you have a boat, or if you're into jet skiing or fishing, or if you just want to hike or bike, there's a ton of nature trails all around Folsom Lake and in that general area. So that's really cool to do. If you're more of an outdoor enthusiast, you can always go up into the Sierras. Literally, it's just an hour, maybe hour and a half drive to get up into the mountains, where you can go camping, hiking, get into some desolation wilderness if you wanted to, or even just make a drive all the way to Lake Tahoe. That's super popular to get either into North Lake Tahoe or South Lake Tahoe just for a day trip. What I love about Sacramento is it's become sort of a central hub. And when I was growing up here in the area, you know, when you're younger, you just always want to leave an area that you're living in. But as I got older and older and I got to work here, I really saw the beauty of how central we are here in Sacramento. You can enjoy the snow in just a couple hours, or the Sierras, or you can just take an hour, hour and a half drive and get into Napa Valley or Sonoma County, where you have top-notch wineries and just beautiful places to stay. Or you can just make a quick trip to the Bay Area and enjoy some beach weather, or go shopping in San Francisco. And even though Sacramento itself might not be world renowned, or it might not have this fancy ring to it, it's pretty central, and within 2 hours you can go all these different locations, which really make it a central hub to live in and enjoy. So what's the weather like in Sacramento? Well, Sacramento on average gets 269 days of sunshine annually. So if you're looking for some warmer weather, this might be the place for you. Now, on one end of it, I would say that we get to experience all seasons without actually being in all seasons. What do I mean by that? Well, you can go to the snow in less than 2 hours, so you can experience that and not really have to deal with the snow on a day-to-day basis, as I hear from some of my friends up there. In the summer, in the late evenings and in the early mornings, it could definitely cool down, whereas we open up the windows in the house and enjoy the weather. But in the late afternoons, it can definitely get quite hot. The average highs for July are just about 94 degrees, more or less, with the lows being about 61 degrees. But on most days in the summer, I'm expecting the high 80s, maybe low 90s, sometimes over 100 degrees on certain heat streaks. But during those times of extreme heat, a lot of people around here either have pools, are a part of communities with pools, or honestly just go to the local lakes and rivers to cool themselves off, which kind of makes it a great location for that as well. Springtime is the best time here in Sacramento, in my opinion. This is really when everyone starts golfing. It's about 75 degrees on average around here, and the sun starts popping out. It's really a beautiful time in Sacramento. The lows in the wintertime tend to be in the 40s, more or less, and this last winter was actually pretty warm, but we did have some storms recently with some pretty high winds and rain, but that I would say is a little abnormal for the Sacramento region. So that's been your guide for living here in Sacramento. I hope you learned something new, and if you did, comment it down below. I'd love to hear from you. And also consider subscribing if you haven't done so yet. We actually release new videos every single week, so make sure to hit that subscribe button. But for now, my name is Sam Golovey. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.